We're going to record. All right, good deal. Okay, so everybody, while you're getting all your goodies together, you're just going to need one prop today. Of course, if you've got other props, definitely have them on standby, but the block we're definitely going to work with. And I want to share my screen with you briefly and show you what's happening with regards to our focus today. So this anatomical image is a drawing from Frank Netter's anatomy book, which is an excellent, I can't remember the name of it, but it's Frank Netter's anatomy book, and it's great. And what I'm asking you to look at here is the brachial plexus. If you can see this bundle of yellow coming out from your cervical spine, this is called your brachial plexus. Now, I want to introduce you to a condition called thoracic outlet syndrome, sometimes called thoracic outlet condition. And the thoracic outlet syndrome is just kind of it's an umbrella term for a whole host of conditions that result from compression of a blood vessel or compression of a nerve. And it's typical, it's always right here within this brachial plexus. So your brachial plexus is this bundle of nerves that starts in your cervical spine. So you've got a plexus on either side, right? Starts in your cervical spine, and it actually travels underneath your scalenes and your SCM, your sternocleidomastoid muscle, which is a fun word to say, fun 3 words to say. And it goes underneath your neck muscles, underneath your collarbone, travels under your collarbone, and then down the anterior arm, so the whole front line of your arm. And your brachial plexus actually innervates your fingers and your palm and your hand. So when there's tingling or numbness in your fingers or your palm, so often we're quick to jump to, I got carpal tunnel. And certainly that's a reality. However, in the world of yoga therapy, we like to look to the joints above. What's happening if you've got problems in the wrist? What's going on in the elbow? What's going on in the shoulder? What's happening at the origin of this nerve so your brachial plexus, that bundle, becomes the nerves in your palm and in your hand. So you've heard me say this in practice, and I'll say it again today when we go into this specific chest and pectoralis stretch. Be mindful if there's numbing or tingling. I want you to back off and come out of it, because we don't want to exacerbate if there's already compression anywhere along this line of nerves. We don't want to exacerbate that. So this drawing, you can get a visual. Right here is your collarbone, and this bundle of nerves, this branch of nerves, travels underneath your collarbone. So this thoracic outlet condition or thoracic outlet syndrome is more common with overhanded athletes, right? People who are doing this all the time, right? Whether it's swimming or tennis or basketball, overhanded athletes. It also shows up as a result of MVAs, motor vehicle accidents, and of course, postural issues. So the longer we sit at a computer or sit at a car and round forward in this way, the more likely, the more opportunity we have to compress the collarbones into the bundle of nerves. Now, the brachial plexus isn't just in the front of our body. Some of those nerves also travel underneath our scapula. So there is a lot going on in the shoulder girdle, to be sure. But for our purposes today, I want you to find your collarbone right here at your sternum. No, dude, here. Okay. Okay. Find your collarbone. And so right here from the middle, from the medial, I want you to travel your fingers, just palpate your fingers out to the edge, to the lateral sides, and you'll find, just poke around in there, and you'll find these 2 notches on either side of your collarbones, at the end of your collarbones. This is called your acromion process. I call these the eyes of the torso. Okay. And so if you think about that analogy or that metaphor of these being the eyes of the torso, you can start to get a sense of, is one eye higher than the other? Is one eye cast downward, or are both eyes cast downward? So our focus today is going to be in the shoulder girdle, of course. I think you've picked up on that. But our focus today is going to be on widening and broadening the eyes of the torso. And by doing that, we're then creating space for this brachial plexus, because I'll tell you, when the thoracic outlet condition exists, one of the treatments for it is to actually cut your collarbone or cut the muscle of your neck to provide more space for that nerve or the blood vessels to flow. And we'd like to avoid that as much as we possibly can. All right, so that's the thematic, if you will, for today. Come down onto your back, please. We're not going to need our block until we get upright. So come down onto your back, and we'll do what my teacher Tias calls emptying before we begin. So dropping in. If it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, close your eyes. Maybe an audible sigh as you exhale 2 or 3 times. Just give your body and your mind an opportunity, and your spirit, of course, an opportunity to make the transition from your morning, the activities of your morning, to your time on your mat. As you lie here, bring your awareness to your shoulder blades, your scapula, and just check in. Notice if they feel balanced and in harmony with one another. Does one feel heavier than the other? And then move your awareness up into your shoulder, what we consider the shoulder joint, the ball and socket joint of your shoulder. And notice if one shoulder is hiked up a little closer to your ear than the other. Or does it lift away from the floor a bit more than the other? We're just looking for any discrepancies. And then kind of loop over your shoulder, like following the path of overalls, right? Loop over your shoulders until you come to your clavicle, your collarbone. And just in your mind's eye, find that line from the medial clavicle, the sternoclavicular joint, and move outward laterally to your right shoulder, to your left shoulder, and just get a sense for where that acromion process, get a sense for where that bony notch is. And if you could take a snapshot of yourself from above, take a look at the eyes of your torso. Great. Now place your arms in whatever shape is comfortable for you at your side, or maybe a slight bend to your elbows, and pull one knee up at a time, please, setting your feet to the floor. You just have your feet about sitting bone distance apart, so maybe 6 inches max. So 6 inches maximum, not 6 inches Maxine. Got it. Okay. Great. And then we're going to go into some supine cat-cow. So you'll start moving your body with your breath. Let your breath initiate this. As you inhale, you'll gently arch your lower back away from the floor. Yeah, keeping your tush down. And as you exhale, you'll round your lower back into your sticky mat. I'm going to take 2 more breaths. Finding an easy pattern with your breath and an easy pattern of movement within your spine. I'm going to have you take your arms up to the ceiling now. Reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Bend your elbows and cross your forearms. opposite hands to opposite elbows. You're going to keep your feet where they are. This is your inhalation. And when you exhale, you'll glide your arms to the right and drop your knees to the left. And you can move your head with your arms or against your arms. Move your head with your knees if you'd like. I tend to go with my arms. As you inhale, you'll come back up to center and pause long enough to find the four corners of your feet, and then keep rolling. Exhale, arms left, knees right. Good. So we're starting to gently pump, gently pulsate the brachial plexus, not only through the scapula, but also through deltoids, and getting our cervical spine, the muscles around our neck, involved in this gentle movement as well. And when your arms are going to the left and your knees are dropping to the right this next time, let's stay here. We're going to take several breaths. And what you can do here is you can kind of toy around with dropping your right shoulder away from your head a little bit, maybe taking it up a little bit. It's a real subtle move. Just kind of roll it down away from your chin, then roll it back up. It's kind of moving your humerus bone in the joint socket, the joint capsule. And then when you're ready to take an in-breath, I want you to come back up. Keep your hands where they are on your elbows, but take your arms over your head now. Forearms to the floor behind you, and let's do 3 cat-cows. As you inhale, arch your low back. Good. And exhale, round. Yeah, draw your belly, your navel into your body. And then inhaling, expanding through the anterior spine, expanding your belly, and then exhale, rounding. Good. You'll do one more of those. Pull your arms back out front, and you'll change the cross of your forearms. This is your inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to pick up where we left off. Take your arms to the left and your knees to the right. Yeah, great. Inhale back up. And exhale, arms right, knees left. Good. 2 more times from side to side. All right, when your elbows are going to the left. Oh. Slow. Sorry. And your knees are going to the right. Oh no, that's where we paused the beginning at the first time. So now when your arms are going right and your knees are going left, my bad. When your arms are going to the right and your knees are dropping to the left, that's where we want to hit the pause button. And again, you can toy around with kind of rolling your shoulder, your left shoulder down away from your ear, maybe rolling it back up, just getting a feel for the mobility or the lack of in your shoulder joint. And that's the glenohumeral joint for those of you keeping track at home. There's actually 4 joints that make up the shoulder girdle, but we don't need to get too geeky. When you're ready, you'll take an in-breath and come back up through center. Again, keep your hands where they are, but take your arms up over your head, reach your elbows and your forearms towards the floor behind you. Who cares if it gets there? If they get there, just reach back. 3 cat-cows, please. Arching as you inhale. Oh, and rounding as you exhale. Oh, good. Arching on the in-breath. And rounding. One more time. Ah, good. Bring your arms down by your sides. Let's take about 20 seconds and let your body pause and settle in. All right, great. I'm going to have you bend your right knee and stretch your left leg down the length of your mat. Take your arms out like a T. Okay. And this is your in-breath. Now listen, as you exhale, you're going to press your right foot into the floor, but sweep your right arm up and over, reaching your right arm over your left arm. But the whole time, your right foot stays planted on the mat and your right knee stays upright. Does that make sense? Yep. Excellent. Good. Reach, reach, reach. And then inhale, come back, right arm to the floor. Yeah, good. And we'll do that 4 more times. On the exhale, sweep your right arm up and over. Good. Yep. And inhale, bring your right arm out to the right once more.
Doesn't matter how much of my
Good. Thrice more.
shoulder and stuff comes off the floor.
Yeah, as much of your right shoulder and upper back off the floor when you go into this twist as you can.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's really bringing into the picture the thoracic mobility. And when your right hand lands on your left hand, see if you can slide it forward a little bit. Slide it off of your fingertips. Let's go one more time. Inhale, big, wide open stretch, wide eyes of the torso. And then exhale, sweep up and over. Let's stay here. Inch your right fingertips beyond your left a little more. Yep, good. Your forehead will come to the floor. Maybe your chin will come to the floor. That's fine. Good. Anchor down through your right foot and draw your right knee back to the right. Mm-hmm. Good, good, good. So from your navel down, you're moving to the right. From your ribs up, you're reaching to the left. Let's go one more breath. Good. And then on an in-breath, you'll slowly sweep your right arm up and over. Let your arms rest out at the sides of your body. So dramatic. Oh my gosh. Okay, stretch your right leg down onto the floor and bring your left knee up. Set your left foot on the mat. Okay, so you know what we're doing. We'll do this 5 times. Your inhalation is with your arms out, eyes wide, torso eyes. Exhale, sweep your left arm up and over, reaching it over your right arm, taking your left knee back. Yep, good. Staying rooted through the 4 corners of your left foot. And then inhale, open wide. Yeah, great. Good. 4 more times. Yeah, good. Nice little adjustment with your left foot. Cindy and Bruce, good deal. Great. I really like this move. It's part of a somatic series that I've learned and that I teach. I just think it feels really good. So good in the upper body, in the upper torso. Good. Reach over, reach, reach, reach. Mm-hmm. So you go for a total of 5. What do you have? You have one more? Okay. Good. And on the 5th one, we're going to stay put. So inch your left fingertips beyond your right. See if you can slide your left hand beyond your right hand. Let your chin, your forehead, your nose come to the mat. Good. Eric's doing great, keeping his left foot on the floor, taking his left knee back. A lot happening here. It's good stuff. Good. Hang in there. A couple more breaths. Yes, excellent. On an inhalation, whenever that occurs organically for you, sweep your left arm up and over. Whew. Allow yourself to just drop onto your mat. Take your legs down to the floor. And let's take a little 15-second Shavasana. Just tune in, tap in. Okay, great. You're going to put your feet to the floor. He's bored. He's like, can we move on already? Let's get this thing going. Put your feet to the floor, and I'm going to have you come up to a tabletop position. So either rock and roll yourselves forward and back, or roll to your sides, and bring yourself upright and find yourself onto your hands and your knees. Have your block nearby. We're going to come to it in just a moment. And set up your wrist under your shoulders, or maybe take them forward slightly if your wrists are a little tender. We haven't done much yet to loosen up our hands, wrists. So do what feels right. But let's do a couple cat-cows, shall we? When you're ready, you'll arch. Yep, low back, middle back, upper back. Take your hands a little wider, brother. Yep, and then exhale and round. Good. And we'll do that twice more. Arching. Wah. And exhale, rounding. Good. Inhale, arching. Yes, and exhale, rounding. Good. Now this time, I'm going to have you arch your back as you inhale. When you exhale, you're going to drop your hips to your heels for child's pose. So take your time, just letting you know it's coming. Child's pose. Good. No pressure. Good. Roll your wrists around. Move your fingers. Great. And when you take your next breath in, you're going to propel yourself forward to staff. Tuck your toes under, and then shoulders over wrists, strong through your front body. Then you're going to exhale your way to downward dog. Okay, just stand here. Oh, crap. Okay. And then you're going to inhale to hands and knees, arching your back. Yeah, that's going to be for you, hands and knees. You're going to exhale to child's pose. We've done this. You know this. We love this. And you're going to come to staff pose as you inhale. And then downward facing dog. You just come back to your knees, brother. Okay, all right, you can hang there. That's fine. Good. Great. And now everybody comes to their knees. I'm going to have you stretch your right leg straight back. Put your toes to the floor, right toes to the floor, right leg back. And you're just going to like pump a little bit, like press your heel to the wall behind you, and then kind of propel yourself forward. So just opening up the sole of your foot, stretching the back of your leg. Yeah, great. Just do that a few times. And now what I'm going to have you do is slide your right foot over to the left. And even bring it off the sticky mat over to the left. Excellent. Good. Look over your left shoulder. Good. Excellent. All right. Now I'm going to have you slide your right foot all the way out to the right. Take it all the way off the sticky mat, and then anchor your entire foot down to the floor. Yep, good. Grab your block and lift yourself up so you're upright on your left knee and your right leg is extended out to the right. You okay?
No.
No. Okay. You can, okay, option. You can bend your right knee instead of keeping the leg straight. Come into this kind of like Bacardi rum pirate action here.
It's my hip.
You get a little cramp? All right. Is that going to work?
This is better.
Okay, that's better. So either right leg straight or right knee bent. Take your block up overhead. Great. And then we're going to make these horizontal circles. Take your block into your left hand. Bring your hands behind your back so you can switch gears. Grab your block in your right hand and bring it up overhead. Yep. 2 more times, please. Block in your left hand, bring it behind your back. Good. Arms up and over. Is that working for you, brother?
It's okay.
Okay.
Tightness around my hip.
And then up. Yeah. Great. Now, in your third one, you're going to bring your block to the floor underneath your left hand. Take it to the floor. And you're going to side bend over to the left. Yep. Good. There you go. Good. Take your right arm out in front of you, straight out in front of you, parallel to the earth, palm to the floor. Okay. As you inhale, sweep your right arm over your right ear. Good. And as you exhale, sweep your right arm straight back, go behind you. Keep your palm to the floor. Yeah, great. Good. Inhale, sweep forward. Yep. Exhale, sweep back. Just slicing through the atmosphere. One more time. Inhale, sweep forward. Exhale, sweep back. I'm going to have you stay here. Allow your left ear to drop towards your left shoulder. Good. Spread your right fingers. Good. Reach your right arm back. Yes. Good. How's your hip doing?
It's all right.
Okay. Good. Let's take one more breath. Right arm back. Good. Stretch through your right shoulder and neck muscles. Good. And then inhale, take your right arm over your right ear, slice it through the atmosphere, reach it up and over. Good. Now using the muscles of your core, your abdomen, bring your block with you and lift yourself upright. Wow. Good. Bring your block in front of your chest. Good. Set your block to the floor. Well done. And come back to your hands and your knees. Woo! Woo, woo. Great. Let's do one cat cow, just to kind of like bring everything back to center. Inhale and arch and round as you exhale. Okay, so now left side knows what's coming. Take your left leg straight back. Your toes to the mat. Just let yourself pulse forward and back. It's not a huge move. So now you're going to sweep your left leg over to the right. You might even go off your sticky mat. Good. Look over your right shoulder. And spread your toes. Good. Great. And sweep your left leg over to the left and bring it all the way out to the left. And now remember your options. You can keep the leg straight and kind of glue the 4 corners of your foot into the floor, or bend your knee coming into that pirate look. Grab your block and then lift yourself upright so you're standing up on your right knee and your left foot. How's that hip? Better?
Better.
Take your block up over your head. We're going to do those horizontal circles again, starting with your right. Go to the right. Yep, block in the right hand, sweep it behind your back, just 3 times. And I want you to do this slow enough so that you really get this sense of the internal and external rotation in your shoulder girdle. Good. That's 2. And 1 more time. Good, arms out. And here we go, inward. And then 1 more time up. Beautiful. Take your block into your right hand, set it out to the floor just beyond your right knee. And now we get this great side bend. Take your left arm forward. Good. Palm is going to stay looking to the floor, and just slice your left arm up over your left ear. Good. And then slice it back. Good. Palm to the floor the whole time. Good. A couple more times. Take a look. Yeah, great. Now the block can be on any height you want it to be on. I like the tallest or the second height. Myself. Good. Hug your floor with your left foot. Let's go 1 more time. Sweep your left arm forward. And now you're going to sweep it back, to slice it back. And then let's stay here. Let your right shoulder rest, or your right ear rather, rest over your right shoulder. So you get that decent stretch through your left, and getting the scalenes, the sternocleidomastoid muscles getting a stretch. Are you opening up your left eye of your torso? Good. Take your arm back, maybe another 1/2 inch. Good. Beautiful. And now sweep your left arm forward, directly out in front of you. Good. Over your left ear. Great. Now pick up your block with you. Use your abs to help you. This is your core experience. Come upright. Woo-wee. Bring your block to your chest. And then set your block down. So dramatic. And return to hands and knees. You take your time pulling your left leg in. Great. Now from hands and knees, inhale, arch your low back, upper back. Good. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale to staff pose. And then exhale to downward dog or hands and knees. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, hands and knees, arching your low back, middle back, upper back. Other way. Good. Exhale, child's pose. Good. Inhale to staff. Adho Mukha Dandasana, downward facing staff pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog or hands and knees. We're going to stay in this hands and knees or down dog for a minute. Yes. Yeah. So come to your knees. Because what I'm going to have you do now is float your right leg up. Dude, come to your knees. No, come down to your hands and your knees. Because it's awkward.
The teachers always say, do your practice.
Okay, dude.
We can do that.
Good. I want you to roll your right hip back, please. Bend your knee and reach your right heel towards your left shoulder. Good. Excellent. That looks beautiful. Square your hips, please. Re-extend your leg, and I'm going to have you step forward. Oh, nice. Good. Now, if possible, stay up off of your back knee. What I'm going to have you do from here is reach your arms down your sides, reach your fingertips towards the wall behind you, and then gently pulse. Take your arms up just a couple of inches and down, up and down, broadening the eyes of your torso, very wide through your collarbones. Good. Great. Now I'm going to have you bring your hands to your sacrum, palms to your sacrum, elbows are bent. Draw your elbows towards one another like you're squeezing a cantaloupe between your elbows, and slowly lift your torso up. Good. Great. Shoulders back, side ribs lifting. Nicely done. Good. From here, you're up on the ball of your back foot. I'm going to have you come down to your back knee, that's your left knee, over the count of 4. 4, 3, slow, 2, and 1. Excellent. Good. Clasp your fingers together behind you and drop your knuckles down towards the crease of your left knee. Good. Side ribs up, shoulders back. Nice. If it works for you, you can look up to the ceiling and challenge your balance. If that's okay on your neck. Good. We're going to go one more breath. Great. Allow your elbows to soften. Bring your hands back to your sacrum. Now listen, I'm going to have you walk your right foot over to the right, a full step. And then you're going to pick your back knee up. Spin your left foot down. And we're coming into Grateful Warrior. Bow forward, bringing your right shoulder to the inside of your right knee, and then lift your arms up overhead. Take your knuckles to the ceiling. Yeah, great. Good. Not so concerned with how low we go, but drawing shoulders back, widening the collarbones. Press into your right heel, pull your right hip back a little. Nice. Excellent. Release your hands and sweep your arms forward. Take a hold of your left wrist in your right hand, and then slowly rise up into Warrior One. Right hand holding your left wrist. Give yourself a little side bend to the right. Get your head back. Good. Good. Relax your lips. Good, great, good, 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 good. Good, and then up you come, back to vertical. Bend your elbows, come into a cactus shape. This is it, last one. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, pivot on your elbows and take your forearms parallel to the floor. Good, and then inhale. Lift your forearms. Good. And then exhale, pivot parallel to the floor. Good. One more time. That's great. Inhale up and exhale. Nicely done. Good. Set your fingertips to the floor. Step back to downward dog or take 5 in child's pose. Woo-wee. Ah. Good. We're going to pause for about 30 seconds. So if you want to come to child's pose and give your wrists a break, please do. If you want to flow through a vinyasa, you're welcome. Do the transition that suits you. Okay, so you know what's happening now. Left side, here we go. When you're ready, join us in downward dog or hands and knees. Float your left heel to the ceiling. Good. Roll your left hip back, bending your knee, taking your left heel towards your right shoulder. Good. You good?
Well,
you can take your hands a little wider, I think. Just a little. I mean, you know, because you're not that narrow up top.
what you think and what I can do.
You're doing great. All right, everybody, square your hips and re-extend your leg for me. And we're going to step forward softly. Shh, shh. Keep your back knee lifted if you can. Good. And then you're going to take your arms straight down the sides of your body, reaching your fingertips to the wall behind you. Roll your shoulders back so your eyes are broad, torso eyes are broad, and then a little pulsing up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Yes. Bring your hands to your sacrum, palms to your sacrum, draw your elbows towards one another, and then slowly lift yourself up. Good. Shoulders back, side ribs lifting. Now over the count of 4, we're going to lower our right knee to the floor. 4, 3, slow, 2, and 1. Well done. Clasp your fingers together, please, behind you, and then drop your knuckles down towards the crease of your right knee. You can keep your eyes looking down the bridge of your nose. Maybe look up to your ceiling if that works for you. Good. Lift yourself up, right? Vertical spine. Walk your left foot over to the left edge of your sticky mat and give ourselves a wide berth. Tuck your right toes under so you can pick your right knee up. And now you can spin your right heel down and you're ready for grateful warrior or bowing warrior. Come forward, bringing your left shoulder towards your left knee. Whether it gets there or not is irrelevant. And then take your arms up, knuckles to the ceiling. Good, great. Good, brother. Good, everybody. Good. How about if you open your mouth really wide? Blah, blah, blah. Good. Arms up, arms up, arms up. Left shoulder back. That's it. Yes. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. That was great. Okay, release your arms forward. Take a hold of your right wrist in your left hand, and then up you go into warrior 1. Lift up, lift up. Good. Well done, Maxine. Good. And then turn your trunk to face the top of your sticky mat and side bend over to the left. Just a little. Good. Where's your left knee going? There it is. Good. Anchor into your left heel. Good. Really drop into your right foot. That's your tether. Side bend to the left. Oh. Yep. Good. And then come upright. Bend your elbows. Cactus. Here we go. Inhale. Pivot as you exhale. Good. A couple more times. Inhale. Let your shoulders work in this. Good. One more time, up, cactus arms, and exhale. Great, take your arms forward, fingertips to the floor, step back, child's pose, or downward facing dog. Well done, everybody. That's it for the standing sequence. Good. So take your rest in whatever way you need to take it. Gather your prana, gather your breath. Great. And then come forward to staff, please. On or off your knees, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Come all the way down to your belly. Good. Swimming locust is next. Going to have you bring your left arm out to the left like a cactus. Bend your elbow. Good. Bring your right hand to your sacrum. Palm up. Excellent. As you inhale, you're going to lift your head, chest, left arm, and right leg. Yep. Yeah, that's it. That's what you're doing. Good. As you exhale, you're going to lower down and change arms. Bring your right arm out like a cactus. Left hand to your sacrum. Inhale, head, chest, right arm, left leg. Good. And exhale. Transition. 2 more times on each side. Left arm, right leg. Inhale. Exhale. Change gears. Right arm, left leg. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, y'all. Last one. Left arm, right leg. Up, 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 up. Exhale down. Good. Right arm, left leg. Here we go. Up. Lift off, lift off, lift off. And exhale down. Good. Relax your arms by your sides. Phew. Good. I want you to take your right arm straight out to the right. And here we go with that really delightful chest and pec stretch. Look to your right and see that your wrist, elbow, and shoulder are in the same plane. Yep, good. Now, press your left fingertips into the floor underneath your left shoulder, and you're going to roll yourself over to your outer right hip. You all know this one. It's a good one. Good. So this is the one. We're going to stay here for about 1.5 minutes. And this is the one where, you heard me, if you get numb or tingly, got to come back down. Lower your body, your chest, your belly back down towards the floor so you don't overdo any maybe pre-existing compression. Good. Anything goes with your legs. You can keep your legs stretched out one on top of the other. You can take your top foot to the floor behind you if you'd like, bending your knee. Doing okay, brother?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okie dokie. So slowly bring your thighs, your pelvis, and your belly, then your ribs and your chest to your mat. Take your time coming down and give yourself a moment to collect. Good. Take your left arm out to the left. Here we go. Second side. Press your right fingertips into the floor and over you go. And identify if one side is significantly different than the other.
One side's right, one side's left.
Wiseacre. Good. And stay about 1.5 minutes. Almost there. Maybe another 20 seconds.
Maybe.
I'll make up my mind when I get there.
I think you keep time.
All right. Begin to bring your body back to the mat in a prone position. Ooh, good. Now, how about your forehead to the floor? Bring your arms down by your sides, palms down. We got 2 more extensions coming, spinal extensions coming. First, we're going to do locust, and then we're going to move right into bow pose. So don't worry about how high you go, but let's just think more about opening the eyes of the torso and staying broad through your upper chest. So palms to the floor, please. Arms by your side. Arms down by your sides where you were. Yep, palms down. There you go. Good, good. And then now when you inhale, you're going to lift as much of your body off the mat as you can. So this is locust pose, Shalabhasana. Legs up, head up, chest. Good, 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 good. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Shoulders back. Yeah, eyes broad. Now from here, either stay in locust or bend your knees and bring your right hand to your right foot, left hand to your left foot. And we're going to take 3 more breaths. Up and back, up and back, up and back. If you've got your feet, kick up, kick back for bow pose. Dhanurasana. Yeah, Dhanurasana. Good, you got it, brother. Good. Get a good grip. Get a good grip. Good. Broaden your collarbones. Let's go 1 more breath. Woo! Slowly come down. Well done, Bruce. Good. Great, Kathy. And then turn your head to the right, please. Allow your arms to rest in whatever shape, way feels good. And turn your head to the left. And bring your forehead to the floor. And so what I have lined up for you next is dolphin pose. So to get there, let's come to our hands and our knees first. Then you can bring your forearms and elbows down to the sticky mat. And you can lift your knees and hips coming into dolphin. If that didn't feel good for you this morning, take downward dog or hang loose in child's pose. Yeah, or like brother here, you just give yourself a forearm staff or a forearm plank. Good. Now listen, those of you who are in dolphin, I want to give you an option. If you'd like, as you inhale, glide forward, bringing your chin out to about wrist level. And as you exhale, bring your hips back up into dolphin. These kind of little push-ups. You're going to do 3 of those. Glide forward, almost to like you're in a forearm plank, and then exhale, hips up. And then 1 more time, gliding forward, almost to the plank, and then exhale, dolphin. Beautiful. Nice. Great. Bring your knees to the floor, please. Rock back to child's pose. Roll your wrists. Move your hands, move your fingers. Good. And roll yourself upright, please. We're going to come into Bardhadrasana, which is a seated, it's an open twist. So how that looks, Eric, is why don't you face the camera? And you're going to come down, sweep your feet out to the right. We won't mirror you. Sweep your feet to the right. And you'll have the top of your right ankle kind of nestled, perhaps, in the instep of your left foot. Does that feel okay? Okay, great. Good. So then from here, your right buttock will be elevated probably a little bit. That's okay. What I want you to do is bring your left arm straight up to vertical and then bend your elbow, pat yourself on the back. Okay. Your right hand can come over and grab your left elbow and gently encourage it to move back. We're going to stay for a few breaths there. You can keep your right hand to your left elbow, or those of you who want to take the bind, come into Gomukhasana arms and bring your right arm behind your back. We're not working with straps today, so no, do what feels appropriate. Good. Maybe you can take your head back a little more. Great. Good. Good. We'll take 2 more breaths. Now, if you've got the full bind, right, you want to release your right hand first. And likewise, Eric's going to release his right hand first to the floor, fingertips to the floor. Now you can take your left arm straight up, find that vertical line again. Sweep your left arm down in front to bring your fingertips to the floor, left fingertips to the floor. Now you can walk your left hand behind you. Yep, good. Take your right arm straight up, find the vertical line with your right arm. Get tall and long through your spine. We're going to turn to the left. As you exhale, right hand can go to your left knee or thigh. Great, and here we are, Bardhadrasana. Good. The spine is long, left shoulder's back. Yeah, good, great. And then how about turning your head and looking over your right shoulder? Yeah, it's a very sultry pose. Looks great, good, good. Good. Now, depending on, arm to torso ratio length, you could take your right hand and bring it to the floor and tuck your fingers underneath your left knee. Yeah, or your left thigh. Yeah. Yeah, kind of tamp it down. Good. While you're here, just a couple more breaths. Draw your belly in just a little bit. That looks great. I love it. All right. Good. Release your right hand. Let yourself unwind. Give your little counter twist to the right. Good. And then you'll come back to center. Bring your hands to the floor behind you so you can kind of rock out and bring your legs over to the left. Oh, yeah. No sudden moves there. Just a slow unpack. Now you'll rest the front of your left shin and the instep of your right foot. Okay, the right arm comes up first. Bend your elbow, pat yourself on the back, and then left hand to your right elbow to gently give it a little nudge back. No force, no pressure, just a little assistance. If you want to take the full bind, your left arm bend, the left elbow bends, and your arm comes behind your back. Taking fingertips to fingertips. Good, that looks great. Nice. Relax your lips. All right, you're going to release your left hand, left fingertips to the floor. Good. Take your right arm straight up. Good. And now you're going to bring your right fingertips to the floor. Shit. Now just prep for the twist. Take your left arm up. And we'll turn to the right. Walk your right fingertips to the floor behind you. Left hand to your right knee or right thigh. Good. Great. Good. Looking over your left shoulder. Nice. Visualize the eyes of your torso. How broad can you make your clavicles, your collarbones? Very good. Looks good, brother. Let's go. One more breath. Good. Let yourself unwind. A little counter twist to the left. Good. And come back to center. And I'm going to have you, Eric, you're going to turn so you've got your feet on the mat, bum on the mat. So dramatic. Bring your hands behind you, please. Now, this is reverse tabletop, classic variation. Your fingers point to your bum. Y'all know how I feel. If your wrists need your hands to be positioned differently, go for it. Feet are about 6 inches apart. When you're ready, on an inhale, you're going to press into the four corners of your feet, press into your hands, lift your hips, lift your bum. Good, and up you go into reverse tabletop. And here we are, super broad across your upper trunk, super broad across your upper torso. Good, lift, lift, lift. Press evenly into your feet. Press evenly into your hands. Let's go one more breath. Up, 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 up. And down you come, bum to the floor. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, have your block nearby. We're going to roll onto our back and finish up our practice today in a supported bridge pose. From supported bridge pose, I want to give you the opportunity to move into the viparita, the karani, with just your block. So we'll just work this one step at a time. Come onto your back. And if that feels great and you just want to stop there, by all means, go for it and just take early shavasana. Otherwise, with knees bent and feet to the floor, you're going to slide the block underneath your bum. Put it under your sacrum. I like to start on the low level. I think it's smart to start low and go slow. So low level, under sacrum. Give yourself 2 or 3 breaths to acclimate. Great. Now, if you'd like to go up another level, it's totally up to you. If you want to go to the second level, those of you who know that the third level feels good for you, go for it. I'm going to trust you to pause and stop at the level that's right. When you get to that level, I want you to bring your arms down by your sides and maybe even bring your fingers together, clasp your fingers together on the outside of your block. Good. Tuck your right shoulder blade in gently, and then gently nestle your left shoulder blade in towards your spine. Great. Collarbones quite broad now. Beautiful. And now from here, if you feel secure on your block, you're going to pull your right knee up, then your left knee up. And again, if you feel secure on your block, now you'll take your heels to the ceiling. That's it. Excellent. So where are we? This is like shoulder stand. This is great. So many things I love about this. BKS Iyengar has almost an entire page in his book, Light on Yoga, dedicated to the benefits of practicing shoulder stand. And here we are. We have this beautiful cascade of lymph, fluid, plasma, blood moving from our lower extremities down into the pool of the pelvis. And yet it doesn't stop there. From there, it continues to gently cascade down into your lungs. And for our purposes today, the emphasis is into the shoulder girdle. Kind of getting a little eye wash, so to speak. Good. Press up through your heels. Good. And press up through the balls of your feet. Good. I'm going to have you stay in this shape with your legs up for another full minute. Good. Keep rocking your shoulders in ever so slightly. You can just refine the pose a little at a time. All right. It's a hard block, I know. I know, it's a hard block. Almost there. Okay. One knee at a time bends towards your chest, and then one foot at a time finds the floor. Whew. Good. Well done. Great. You're going to stay put for another 10 or 15 seconds, just feet on the floor. Good. Now you can lift your hips high enough to slide the block out from underneath you. Slowly bring your spine to the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Let your tailbone be the last part of you that comes down. Allow your knees to knock inward and rest against one another. And step your feet a little wider, maybe all the way out to the edges of your mat. And let your knees gently float from side to side, just a couple of times. You can take your arms wherever it feels good. Gently rocking your knees, left to right and right to left. Bring your right knee into your chest. And take your right arm out to the right, left leg all the way down to the floor. And let's twist over to the left. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm.
See, you get to hear all the noises we're making when you mute us.
Oh. And how about coming back up so that you can change legs? Left knee into your chest, right leg down. And left arm out to the left, and we twist to the right. You're good. Head's fine. And just keep your eyes to the ceiling. Great. Slowly come back up. Bring both knees into your chest just to finish it off. Bring everything back to the midline. Your limbs back to symmetry. Excellent. And then feet to the floor. And we're going to take about a 6-minute Shavasana. If you'd like to sit upright, maybe with your back against a wall, or maybe in a chair and do 6 minutes of meditation, you are welcome to make that choice. Whew. If you have the time and the availability in your schedule, the space in your schedule to stay in Shavasana, please do. Give yourself another 5 or 10 minutes if you can. Otherwise, I'm going to have you begin moving your digits, deepening your breath. Stretching through your arms and your legs. And then setting your feet to the floor. And then bringing yourself up into a seated position. You can slide up onto a chair or roll to one side. Great. Yeah, and then just finding that comfortable spot. And what I'd like you to do is bring your arms behind your back and clasp your fingers together. Drop your knuckles down towards the floor so your eyes of your torso are quite wide, quite broad. And now I'm going to ask you to bend your elbows and bring your left forearm across your lower back. Fingers still clasped together. And gently tuck your right elbow in towards your left. Kind of squeeze your right elbow in. And you're going to drop your right ear over your right shoulder. Good. So your left forearm is against your low back. Fingers are clasped. Right elbow is making its way towards your left forearm. And your right ear is resting over your right shoulder. And you can, take your chin down slightly or up slightly, just micro movements. Now lift your head up. And take your arms behind your back, big stretch. Change the interlace of your fingers. And now you're going to sweep your right forearm across your lower back. Yep, good. Draw your left elbow in towards your back. And now you rest your left ear over your left shoulder. Yeah, great. Chin can go down, can go up, find that sweet spot. Good. Slowly lift your head. And one more time, take your arms back behind you. Release your fingers, your hands. Bring your hands to your heart. Good. And then let's come up, base of thumbs to your third eye. May we have peace in our minds this week. And rest your fingertips at your lips. May we have peace in our words this week. And lastly, hands to our hearts. And may we ultimately find peace in our hearts this week. Thank you for joining us here in North Carolina and joining everyone else on the screen. Thank you so, so much.